Hello, 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 everybody. I see that somebody has joined me. This is Chris Roebuck with Live My Life Debt Free, and I'll be flipping my camera over here in just a second. Hello out there. Hello. Thank you for joining my scope. I am Chris Roebuck, the founder and CEO of Live My Life Debt Free. There we go. Good afternoon to you. Those of you who have joined me, I'm Chris Roebuck, founder and CEO of Live My Life Debt Free, and today I am just going to be giving out some financial survival tips. And if you want to ask someone to join us, that would be great. Looks like somebody else has already joined. You know what? I forgot to put my glasses on. But thank you so much for joining me. I can see that some folks have chimed in. I am not going to be long, and I'm going to give my name again, and I'll give you my website. I'm Chris Roebuck, the founder and CEO of Live My Life Debt Free, and I spend a lot of time helping people to actually empowering them to live a debt-free life. My website is www.livemylifedebtfree.com. You can find me there. And today I'm going to talk about a couple of financial survival tips. I do have an unorthodox way of coaching people with their finances, so I'm not sure exactly what you might be expecting, but I do know that these tips are really going to change your life today. Just get a pen and a piece of paper just to jot down a couple of things. But on my website, on my blog this week, I talked about financial survival tips, and the analogy that I gave was about being out in the middle of an ocean and possibly being circled by sharks. So just kind of figure out and just imagine how that would feel, and then just replace the sharks. And I'm not saying creditors are sharks, even though some of the companies, actually, they behave that way. But just imagine having a lot of issues, a lot of financial problems that can possibly be weighing you down, and you don't really know what to do, about that. Well, this week I kind of, I gave some tips, and as I said, this is going to be different. You're not going to hear me talk about get your spending plan together and do all these things. I'm talking about real situations that people actually deal with. So, the first thing, and I might glance over to my left, in a moment, but the first thing that I would say to a person who has actually maybe even faced a job loss or loss of a spouse, or have a lot of medical bills or a lot of student loans, or have just fallen behind on their bills. And now it just seems like everything is just kind of spiraling out of control. So in that particular case, what I'm going to say to you is that the first thing is, don't be afraid to ask for help. Just put your pride aside and, ask a trusted financial coach or advisor for help. You can look, ask at your credit union. You can go to your church and ask for, for help, as far as perhaps they have financial workshops that are free in your area that you can go to. But put your pride aside and ask for help. Please, whatever you do, don't ask a person for help that's going through the same thing that you're going through, or somebody who is actually having so many financial issues that all they do is talk about negative, things and how bad it is for them. So you want to, find a trusted source that you can go to and say, hey, listen, I need some help. And, you should be able to get a free consultation. And in many places, you can get free counseling, ask for help. And for those of you who have just joined, or, I was mentioning, about just everything being, spiraling out of control. And so this is one survival tip, is to get help. And the second thing is that you definitely want to, help to rescue yourself. And by doing that, you have to take action. if you're listening to me right now, or those of you who will replay this particular scope, and you're not doing anything to help yourself, I'm going to suggest that you do something to help yourself. And what you can do is you can actually take action. Sit down, just be very honest with yourself and say, I do have a situation here and I need help, and I'm going to ask somebody to help me to work my way out of it, or to get through this particular place where I am. And I told you this is different than what most people are used to. I empower people to do things for themselves, to help themselves to get out of really bad financial situations that cause a lot of stress. And then the next thing you want to do is just refuse to go under. And if you didn't get on, or if you just hitting the replay button, or you didn't hear the beginning of this, I am talking about survival tips, financial survival tips that you can actually put into action today and start to change your situation. So just refuse to go under. If you are adamant about getting up and out of a place that may be a difficult place for you, or perhaps you don't have any financial problems at all, or you don't have a situation that is difficult for you right now, then I applaud you, for doing well. But if things, seem to be spiraling out of control, this, will help you. So you definitely want to just refuse to go under, because if your mindset, if you are mentally, prepared for not drowning, so to speak, and you're willing to do something to help yourself, then this particular survival tip will definitely keep you more than just afloat, but it will help you to move on to your financial journey towards debt freedom, because you have to do these things first before you can become debt free. You have to get help. You have to refuse to quit, and you definitely have to help yourself. So then the last thing that I want to say, I did put indicate in my blog, and like I said, you can read my blog so that you can refer back to it for more details. But get in the boat. Sometimes help comes your way, but you don't really get in the boat. You don't get on board. Because we live in a microwave society. A lot of people want things to happen right now. They want their finances in order right now. They want to become debt free right now. But that it just doesn't happen overnight. You're going to have to do the work, and you're definitely going to have to accept the help when it is before you. So with having said those things, once again, I'm Chris Roebuck. I'm the founder and CEO of Live My Life Debt Free. And, I'm not just speaking to you and telling you something about that I read, but I've lived it and I live it now. And this is the first time actually I'm telling my testimony, and I'm going to do it in about 10 seconds, and you can read my full testimony on my blog, www.livemylifedebtfree.com. But I had over $100,000, my husband and I, in credit card debt alone. That did not include our mortgage. It didn't include our vehicles or anything else, but it was credit card debt alone. And that was more than 15 years ago now, and every one of those credit cards are paid in full. They're gone. So I am talking about what I know, not, what somebody has told me or anything of that nature. And I know what it takes. I know what it feels like, and I know what it takes to get out and to stay out. So with having said that, I hope that these tips have helped you, and you can go to my website, www.livemylifedebtfree.com. You can email me at christineroebuck@livemylifedebtfree.com for any questions that you may have. Thank you for joining me today. Have a great weekend.